Welcome to the Chamber Vibes podcast with your host, Brittany Timmons, the Greater Guthrie Chamber of Commerce CEO and President. In this podcast, you will hear from local guests who will discuss topics such as leadership, small business, and our vibrant community. You'll also hear success stories and tips from amazing local businesses, dive into important news, meet community leaders, and find out how you can get involved in our community. From the Second Banana Media Studios in beautiful and historic downtown Guthrie, America, here is Brittany Timmons.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back for another episode of Chamber Vibes. Good to be back in the studio. It's been several weeks, so just been I always say this. It's a crazy time, a crazy good time right now in Guthrie. So today I have my friends Kim and Christy with the American Legion LeBron Post 58 here with me, and it's a big week for Guthrie. Yeah, we're going to kick off 89ers here with the podcast, and hopefully you guys will all be more informed after today's episode of what is going on with 89ers. So first of all, Kim, you're the commander, serving as commander right now, and also thank you for your service. But I would like for people that still just may not understand, may not know, we have lots of new people, you know, in Guthrie now. What is the American Legion, and what do you guys do?
Okay, the American Legion is a veterans organization. We also have our Sons of the American Legion and auxiliary of the veterans, the wives, daughters, sons, grandmothers, and grandsons with the SAL. So we support community events as well as our veterans. We have our VA&R program, which supports veterans. We have children and youth, Americanism, patriotism falls under that. We have several community programs, education, children and youth. We support the children up at Vance Air Force Base with school supplies, coats during the cold weather. We have Boys and Girls State, which is in its 75th year this year. That is a leadership training for juniors going into their senior year to learn more about the politics of how the state and nation run.
That's super cool. I've heard of a lot of Guthrie kids that really enjoy going to state.
Yes.
For sure. So that's supported by the American Legion.
It is. We do sponsor several kids. This year we actually have a young man from Crescent High School that we're also sponsoring.
Awesome.
So we are trying to reach out in the local surrounding communities.
Very cool. And I know recently, I say recently, it's been several months ago now, but still pretty new, you guys launched Bunker 58 because we got to do a ribbon cutting for that. So do you want to talk a little bit about what that is and that program?
Yes, of course. Bunker 58 is game systems, much like PSP, and the idea behind that is to reconnect battle buddies and veterans to take them out of their mindset and to prevent suicide is a big part of it. The idea is the statistics with the VA show that playing these games will lessen, I guess, their mindset. They're going back to wartime and just depression. It reconnects their,
gives them takes their mind kind of off, so maybe some of the experiences they've had as far as like trauma and things like that.
Yes. So we are open to the community. We have community night and veteran and family night. And of course, until we get through the move, we will reopen again soon.
Yes. So we can talk about that too. So you just relocated the Legion.
Yes.
And so do you want to talk about the new space and kind of what that looks like?
Sure. We've been in the current building for 72 years, since 1952. And we just recently purchased 9 acres with a goal of, a lot of our vision is to put some tiny homes, have some RV parking to have the property work for us more as a nonprofit. So we're just south of town, 1.8 miles. And on some nice property, and we're building that out currently and look forward to opening that up soon and having that community venue for people to rent.
Very cool. So that's exciting. I'm sure it was bittersweet, after all these years of being in one place, and close to downtown, but now you've got space to expand.
Well, I grew up here my whole life, and that was kind of one of those bittersweet moments. Was everybody knows where the American Legion building is. You don't even need to explain that,
right?
And so that's kind of one of those landmarks that we all know about. So that was kind of tugged at the heartstrings when we were making this decision. But ultimately, it was about growth, and it was about the things that we needed for our mission moving forward for the community. And we felt like that was a better opportunity for us to grow and bring in some new programs that we wanted to implement.
Awesome. So that's cool. Like you said, bittersweet's probably the best word for it, for sure. Yes. So awesome. Well, thank you for telling me that. And so basically any veterans in the community just needs to reach out if they want to be part of the American Legion and see all the different programs that you guys have to offer.
Yes, and we also have a veteran service officer on Mondays. He helps file claims for veterans and their family members. So if you have any questions, he is a great contact for us. So reach out to us. He's currently at the election board office because they have internet. We do not have the internet yet. So he is every Monday, 9 to 2.
Okay, awesome. And you guys have a pretty active Facebook page, so people can follow the Legion there and get information as well.
Yes.
Awesome. Yes. Very cool. Okay, so it's 89er week, and so I would like to, we kind of talked about it before we started the show, but talk about the history of 89er days and how long it's been going on and all of that. So.
Okay.
Well, again, growing up here, that's, kind of a staple for this community. And I have shared with the people at the Legion, I can remember this celebration being in nearly every nook and cranny of this town. And somebody on the Facebook page the other day mentioned a place that she recalled it being actually in the stadium. And I had never seen that or experienced that. So that was kind of a nifty little nugget to learn about the history of it. Huh. But it's been all over this town and every place we could think of to put it. And it's really exciting to see the opportunity for growth here.
Yeah. So how many years has it been going on?
This is 96.
Yes.
96 years. Wow. And ultimately we are celebrating 1889, the land run. I got my shirt on today. So which is because of that, that's how Guthrie was started, created.
Yes. Right. So we were the first capital.
First capital.
In case you don't know your Guthrie history.
Yes. Yes.
And so, it was, an honor to remember that and remember how we became state and how we became the first capital and just to keep us connected, our little community connected to our piece of history.
Very cool. And so the Legion has, you're not sure exactly maybe how long the Legion's been running it, but quite a while, right?
Right. Yes, I'm sure it was a lot of businessmen back in 1929 that I'm told that pulled their money together and got this going. So I'm not sure how long the city ran it and when the Legion took over.
But as far as, I've been around the area since 2008, and the Legion's had it as far as I can remember.
Yeah,
so
as far back as I can remember.
Yeah, quite some time. So as far as the Legion running it, what does that look like? What that means you're doing everything for it? What does that look like?
Oh no, we have great support by the community. Of course, the chamber, a lot of the community merchants and volunteers who want to see the success of the program, who've been coming to the parade, or their parents possibly have been veterans on the committee years ago and they grew up around this. So it's just supported by the community. It's all of us together to make the success of the 89er week.
Yeah, and it truly takes, a ton of people, just because it is not a small event.
No. There are a ton of moving pieces.
Right. So how many people, if you just want to ballpark, say that probably roll into Guthrie from Wednesday to Saturday?
Well, I know 3 years ago we did a study where we did the cell phone data collection, and the snapshot we got for Saturday on the parade for that day was 13,000 cell phones along the parade route. Wow. So that's just the parade route. That doesn't include auxiliary staff and support staff and all of the other people that are here that make that happen.
Sure. Or all the other days.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's just 13,000 spectators, and that, depending on the weather, always determines what kind of turnout we have.
Sure.
But, it was, I think 2 years ago, it was still pretty chilly. So, we've got some diehard fans that will show up no matter if it's raining, if it's cold, if it's miserable, they'll bundle up and they're going to be there. We can count on them.
Yeah. Well, in April, you just never know. I mean, just since I've been around, I know there's been some 89er times down at the carnival that we're sweating.
Yeah,
and
right.
There's other times we're in hoodies. So,
Yes.
we just never know. And so does the event go on rain or shine?
It does.
Rain or shine.
It does.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. You just kind of have to.
We're
adjust.
diehard just like the rest of the diehards, and we're going to be out there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I know we need rain for many reasons, but we always, say a little prayer that
Yes.
it'll hold off as much as possible to be able to enjoy a lot of the event. So, okay. So the event, if you're watching this, we're recording it on Monday of 89er week, but no matter when you watch the episode, the event kicks off when? Tell us about that.
Okay, so Tuesday, tomorrow, we're going to start rolling food trucks in.
Which is the 15th, right?
Yes,
Okay.
Tuesday the 15th, we're going
Yep.
to start about 11 o'clock. We're going to start parking food trucks. That in and of itself is a pretty big feat to get all of those trucks in, parked, and set up. So we're going to deal with the big rigs first and get them in. And then I have just been telling the craft vendors that they can come in anytime afternoon and start setting up. Obviously, the crowd's not going to be there towards the evening. So I've just kind of left that to them, what they felt like they wanted to do. But Tuesday night, we should be good to go. I don't know if the food trucks will be set up Tuesday evening for sale. I imagine they would be. But the
Usually Wednesday at lunch, I feel like, is when they're
right.
really ready. Because there's an event, right?
Right.
Tuesday night?
Right. Tuesday night is the Chuck Wagon feed at the parade grounds. And then, then Wednesday night is the first night of the carnival. So that will really be the big kickoff, and everybody will be downtown. So hopefully everybody will be set up and ready to go, and we'll see what we get.
Yeah, so tell me about the Chuck Wagon feed. It's at the fairgrounds.
Yes.
What can people expect, and how do you get info about that?
So we've got a live band coming. That's the Wagon Wheel Band.
Fun. That's very fitting.
Yeah.
Yes, so
Yes.
they'll be there entertaining. We've got a live and silent auction where we do have like a traditional smoker. We've got some 1889 Morgan silver dollars.
Yes.
Um,
All kinds of stuff usually, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just from
Yeah.
the donated from businesses in the community.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we'll have the Chuck Wagon feed, the food, which is being catered by KJ's Catering out of Perkins.
Yes.
So we're excited to have her here. And we'll just, Dennis Oakes, he's our auctioneer that night. And
Just a fun way to like kick off the event.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so we can expect some good food, and are tickets still available for that?
they are, and they
Okay.
can also be purchased at the door. They are $15.
Okay.
Kids 5 and under eat free.
Okay.
They can pick them up at the door. We also have some selling throughout the community today. I think we're picking them up. So the buttons will also be available at the Chuck Wagon feed and throughout the week at the American Legion booth.
Awesome. And I don't have my button on, but these ladies do. The button is super cool. It's always a neat design. You're wearing your shirt from last year with last year's button design, and then this year's button what's the word? Simplify? That's not the right word.
Symbolic.
Symbolizes. Woo! It's Monday morning. Yeah. Symbolizes. I was like, that word was coming to my head.
Just
anyway,
dance all around
yes.
it.
Our statehood with the 46th state there. And yeah, those are super cool. And a lot of people in town collect those buttons. I know people that have been here a long time that have quite the collection.
Somebody
So-
reached out to us and told us of somebody who had a collection that they thought was the entire collection, which I think would be really cool to put on display somewhere for
would.
us to see. I would like to see that.
And I know
myself.
that, like, when I've been walking around, you can still find some 89er buttons at some of our antique stores here in town. And so how much are buttons?
They're $5 a piece.
$5. Yep. Okay.
Do have T-shirts, ball caps, and sweatshirts, hooded or non, available on. We have it on our Facebook page and probably on the website as well. People
Okay.
can order through there. We hope to have some at the booth later this week.
Awesome. Very cool. And all of that goes to support the Legion.
Correct.
So when you buy a button or the shirts or whatever, you're supporting the American Legion,
Yes.
right? Okay. Very cool.
And to kick back to the Chuck Wagon, the ticket is $15, but we have 3 choices of meat this year, and that comes with 2 sides. And she was the caterer for Guthrie Days at the Capitol the other day, and that was the first time I had a chance to try her food. It was phenomenal.
Yeah.
So
Hello Catering is the name of her business.
I am really looking forward to the Chuck Wagon Feast. It was a salad, and if she knocked a salad out of the park like that, I can't wait to see what she does with barbecue.
Yeah, she caters a chamber banquet every year. Hello Catering is the name of her business, and we have never had a bad banquet or luncheon that she's done or whatever. So excited to have her part of the show.
So that is 3 meats, 2 sides. We have a couple of bake groups here from local churches that are providing the desserts for us.
Oh, nice.
And then we are also providing drinks. So that's your menu whenever you come get a ticket.
Very cool. So that's Tuesday night. And so I know Chris just had up on the screen. Of course, we have our 89er Queen and 89er Princess, and they have been very busy, ladies.
Yes, they have.
There they are right there. And they have made all kinds of appearances for the last several weeks, right?
Yes.
They've been on the news, on different news stations and
yes,
things like that.
they've been attending local service organization meetings, introducing themselves.
They did a spot this morning, didn't they?
Yeah.
On Fox, I think.
I think so.
Yeah,
They've been
they were on
everywhere.
Fox
They
this
were at the
morning.
Capitol with us for Guthrie Day. And so, so they're great young ladies. I'm happy to have them representing. And so they're just out promoting the event.
Yes,
So-
and I think even during the recent fires in Logan County, they were promoting about the Red Cross being here at the MARC event.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow. Awesome. Well, kudos to them and super happy to have them as well. So, of course, they'll be in the parade. They'll be at Chamber Coffee on Wednesday. We always have a fun Chamber Coffee for 89ers. Bank First has been hosting it for, I don't even know, a very long time. It's always a huge event, and so look forward to having that. So it's a fun way for the Chamber and 89ers to all come together. So yes, that'll be Wednesday, the 16th at 9:30 a.m. And I know that they will be auctioning off the button at
Yes.
Coffee.
Yes.
Yes. Well, good luck to anybody that wants to try to outbid Laverne there at Bank First. But and they usually have all their buttons on display, which is neat to see. So that's Wednesday. So we got Chuck Wagon Tuesday, Chamber Coffee Wednesday morning. You said the food trucks will probably be open for lunch on Wednesday. And then another popular question is the carnival. When does the carnival start? How much is it? Things like that.
Okay, so I know Wednesday night's the first night. Are they $30 for the bracelets?
$30
this year?
wristbands, yep, they'll remain the same.
And that's all they can ride, right?
Right.
During that night.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Per day, so yeah.
Yes.
But all you can ride.
The Timmons girls have been talking about it for a week. And as soon as those rides rolled in over the weekend, in fact, my 14-year-old in between classes this morning has already texted me to see which night that we would be. So there's info right there, 89erdays.com with the info there. So 4:30, we were all wrong.
almost,
4 or 5,
yeah.
4:30.
Well, you want to
4:30.
get there early and get in line so you don't have to wait in line.
That's right. So four will work. Yes. Yes, and that's always a fun thing too. I know that's kind of become a tradition for my family. Is it seems like a lot of the local families go out the Wednesday and Thursday, and then by Friday and Saturday we have all the people visiting from surrounding communities. Not saying they won't have visitors Wednesday night, but it's usually a lot of the local kids, and I think that's just so special. My girls have made so many memories there over the last few years, and the older they're getting, I'm glad they're still enjoying it, and they like getting together with their friends. And I just kind of stand or sit around with some of the other parents in the middle and just let them go. And of course, we definitely want to mention that there'll be lots of coverage by Public Works and police and fire.
Yes.
They're always so amazing.
Yes.
To help make all this happen.
One of the things that we do for the police department, because they have basically been told you don't get a day off, everybody's on duty.
This is overtime time.
Right.
Yeah.
So we provide them with wristbands for their families so that they can
Awesome.
bring their families down there and kind of do that together while they're on duty.
Yeah.
So that's one of the neat things that we try to do for our police officers. We also, mom and dad, the craft vendors are out there. If you're bored, go check them out.
Yes, and there's a little bit of everything. Can you talk about some of the vendors?
Yeah.
I know that's been an area that you've been kind of in charge and heading up
Right.
This year on the committee.
Yeah.
And so Can you name some of the vendors?
We've
or what
got
we
a
might
little
see?
bit of everything, and I've tried to keep, repeats to a minimum. So we're going to do things like lots of homemade goods, baked goods, as well as like jewelry pieces. There's going to be some craft or glass blower type things there. There's going to be woodworkers there. I've got a couple of permanent jewelry people.
Okay. That's real popular right now. Yeah.
There's going to be some, one guy's bringing a forge, and he forges knives and metalworks. There's
Okay.
another guy who does Damascus blades. And so there's going to be a little bit of everything.
Cool.
One lady has it's her 4-year-old's booth. Her 4-year-old's the face of her product, but she just does, light up things and stuff for kids that grab the kids' attention. So there's going to be a little bit of something for everybody.
Awesome. And then what about food trucks? Kind of the same thing, like as far as a variety?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we try to keep repeats down. And some of them are returns from last year, so some of our favorites will be back. And then there's some new people added, but your typical fair food. I can't think of anything that's jumping out right now, but barbecue turkey
yeah.
legs, catfish.
We have several of our local food trucks participating, which
Yeah.
is always fun. Yes. I think Sam's cheesing it up.
Sam's is
I
going
think
to be
this is
there.
their first year to do 89ers.
I think this is their first year.
Yeah.
They are also a veteran owned business,
they are.
and so we love Sam's. And go get some cheesy goodness.
Oh
from
my
them.
gosh. I had a grilled cheese when they were at the fairgrounds.
It's not even fair to
ago.
call it a grilled cheese.
I know.
Wow.
so good. So yeah, I can't wait. I enjoy an Indian taco when at least once or twice during 89ers, and so yeah, can't wait for that. So what other events can we expect? I mean, there's pretty much stuff every single night, right? Starting tomorrow night all the way through Saturday.
Right. We've got bed races. What day are the bed races
Yes. So the chamber hosts the bed race.
Yes, on Thursday night.
Get your beds ready. We need
6 p.m.
racers.
We do. We could use a few more teams, but the high school jazz band always comes down and participate. I say always. They have the last 3 or 4 years. We've loved having them. And then Aaron Ryburn from the city of Guthrie, he's our MC, which is fun. I enjoy doing it, but he is better at it than me, and he really enjoys it. And I'm so grateful that he wants to do that with us. And so he will be emceeing it, and that'll kick off on Harrison at 6 p.m. on Thursday night. And then we have some rodeos. I mean, we've got
the Big Wheel Race, which is kids, and that's sponsored by the
Kiwanis.
Club.
Yeah.
Yes.
and that's free, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and that's downtown.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, there was another one that was on there that was a free event that I don't think got on the rack card, but that was the the car show?
Oh, that's
Gassers.
It's $20.
No, the other one.
Oh.
The Geezers and Gassers, is that the
Geezers,
one?
the
Gassers,
Street
and Hogs
Kings.
is the
Street Kings.
Street Kings is
Street
the free
Kings
one. Okay,
is the
yeah.
free one. Yeah, and that one, they are going to also be going Saturday. They will close it down for the parade time. But I think they're going to stay open until like 3
And where
after
they
the
did
parade.
it at the fairgrounds?
Yes.
That one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, Geezers, Gassers, and Hogs is hosted on Friday night downtown. That's put on by the Guthrie Rotary Club. And that one is $20 because it's all a fundraiser for Rotary.
Right.
And that's what they use for scholarships and many projects throughout the year. So I know that they really enjoyed. And that's just like a show up type thing, I think, the car show. You don't have to register online. I think you can just show up that day and pay, and then they line everybody up on Oklahoma.
Right.
Okay.
So, yeah. So we'll have the car show, the Big Wheel Race, and the vendors and food trucks and carnival all going on at the same time.
Right.
Friday night?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. No reason to not get downtown,
That's
basically.
absolutely right. Yep.
Yes. What else? Oh, you want to talk about that? That the barbershop does?
Yes.
Yeah.
Old time. Gosh.
You're good.
So the beard and mustache contest. Paul Ambrose, they put on that. They are going to put a couple of vehicles in the parade as well. I just talked with him yesterday.
Fun.
So come on down and join the competition and show off your beard or mustache.
Yes, I think they've got some prizes and things like that. And I think they usually do that after the parade, if I remember right.
It is going to
right
be
after the parade?
Uh-huh. Yes, this year after the parade, and also the Old Timers Baseball will be at 3 o'clock. Oki Construction out of Stillwater is coordinating that this year, and
Nice.
that'll be down in the Cottonwood Flats on the east end.
Are you charged to attend the game, or is it just a
I don't
show up
believe
and
so.
watch kind of thing?
I think it's a show up and watch.
Yep.
And they wear like old
Yes, we've got the
baseball
old uniforms.
There's some pictures, yep, there on the
Yeah.
screen if you're watching on YouTube.
Yep.
So very, very cool. So none of the $300 bats, right, Chris, at the 89er old-timer game. I can vouch. I got a softball player, so it's just crazy. It's just crazy. So, yes, and then there's, 5K. There's a lot going on. This is why we wanted to do this. There's so
Yes.
much to cover.
Yes.
That
No
is-
reason to be bored this weekend.
No.
Saturday morning, the JROTC, they put on the 5K run before the parade. So you can sign up online for that as well. And
That's like the second or third year that they've done this?
I think it's
right?
about the fourth.
Oh, wow.
I believe
okay.
so.
See, I'm terrible with time.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're
Okay.
actively engaged with us. They help with cleanup as well every day. So it's good to have the youth out supporting
Yeah.
us, and we support them with a donation, as well as a donation to the Boy Scouts, the local troop here. We do support them. They all come, and I think it takes about 60 people to carry the large American flag in the parade. So
Which
both
is
of their
amazing and makes for some very cool photos.
yes, absolutely.
Awesome. So, what time is the parade? It's a popular question every
Noon.
year. Noon.
Right at noon.
Right at noon.
Yeah.
Yes, it will begin. And if you are unable to get out and watch the parade in person, then our friends over at Guthrie News page will be live streaming the parade, and so you can watch it there, which, last year I had the opportunity to help Chris with that, and it's really cool to see on the live, how many people are watching from all over. I think we even had some out of the country watching because they may have some tie to Guthrie. They grew up here, they're from here, they've got relatives here. So I think that's a super cool service, that Guthrie News page. And I do want to say, weather pending, because like Chris has reminded us that, rain and electronics don't always mix well. But fingers crossed that the Guthrie News page will be able to provide that again.
Yes.
So you can watch that on their YouTube or their Facebook page and catch up with the parade. So also, there's one or two rodeos going on. Oh, it looks like several nights of the rodeo.
I think Friday and Saturday night
Okay.
is the rodeo down at the fairgrounds.
Yes, and some barrel racing and all of that. So all of this information can be found at at your website, right?
Right.
Yes.
89erdays.com. Did I get it right?
Yes.
Right, and on our rack cards and trifolds that are around town.
Yes. Yes, there they are. So,
Those.
yes, lots of great info there. I know you guys have worked really hard to make sure that, I know Alicia, one of the committee members, has been doing the Facebook page and the website, and
Yes.
just lots of moving parts I don't think people realize,
Right.
And maybe people that are from Guthrie and grew up with it just think it just, pops up and happens. And so there's a months and months and months of planning
Yes.
that goes into it. So do you want to talk about this year's parade marshal?
Steve Gentling.
Mayor Steve
Mayor,
Gentling?
yep.
Yes.
Yeah, he is going to be our head marshal this year, and I have been trying to recruit people to walk along next to him and wear sweaters like his, because I just love that man's sweater game, and I think it's fantastic, and I wish that more people appreciated it. And so I
Well,
tried.
we all appreciate him. That is for sure.
Yes.
I tried to get it, but I couldn't find any takers. So I guess we still could do it if anybody is out there wants to show up
That's
in your
awesome.
Gentling sweaters to walk alongside him.
Well, I love that he was chosen this year for the parade marshal, because he is finishing up 10 years of serving Guthrie as mayor, and then we'll have a new mayor in May. And so it's exciting time. Change is always, sometimes hard, but can still be very good. And obviously with Mayor Gentling, he's a Legionnaire.
Yes.
And part
He's
of
very
89ers.
active with the American
Yeah.
Legion, and he's been very active with this process as well. He's a wealth of information too, because he's been doing it for so
Yeah.
long. So there's been several times when we weren't sure, and what are we doing here, Mayor? We're not sure, and so it's very helpful.
Awesome. Well, that'll be exciting. And anybody else special that we can mention that will be part of this year's parade?
Well, I would like to add, we just chartered the Hall of Honor. First Capitol Hall of Honor of Guthrie. And so we have 3 veterans that we are honoring this year in the parade. And Steve Gentling is one. So he will hopefully maybe ride in the parade twice.
Okay.
Representing the Grand Marshal and the Hall of Honor. And also Michael Manning, he's one of our Purple Heart members. He has been selected. And Kathy Hayes with Hayes Tree Service, her great-grandfather, Oscar Upham, he served in the Spanish-American War, and they say he was the one that shot the first, I guess, gun or the first something there in the Spanish-American War that he is credited with. So we are honoring her family. And so we plan to do this every year and grow this program. It is partnered with, of course, the JROTC and the American Legion that we work together to honor veterans year-round. So if anybody has anyone who has done significant service in military and in their civilian life, they can definitely submit their person's name with our group.
Very cool.
Yes.
That'll be very special.
Yes.
Yeah, and then anybody else that we can expect that you can say?
We're going to have the Oklahoma Express Clydesdales.
Oh, those are so beautiful.
Yes. Of course, the Lawton Rangerettes. We've got some Girl Scout troops.
Several local businesses.
We know we're going to have at least one special float, possibly 2. I love the floats. I miss the floats. I wish we did more of the old-fashioned.
I know they're a lot of work, but they are so neat.
But the I believe it's the Renaissance people were going to bring their pirate ship back and possibly another one. So I'm excited because I really liked the pirate ship last year.
Yes, I know John's been posting about it with the Guthrie Ren Fair, and they had kudos to them. They had a very successful event a couple weeks ago. It brought in thousands and thousands of people. I think on one day they had 4,000 people come through the gate. So, yes, I know that group tries to participate in everything they can. So they will definitely be there. I know we've had several of our chamber investor businesses come by and ask us, how do I get a form? So I'm sure we'll see lots of our local businesses supporting the parade as well, which is exciting. So, and of course, Guthrie Band is always a part of it. Langston Band, they're one of my favorites for sure.
Yes,
Langston Band. I know for a fact that Pistol Pete is coming. Yep. That's one of my tasks every year is to get Pistol Pete here. So excited to have Pistol Pete representing, and lots of other folks as well. So it should be a good day, rain or shine.
Rain or shine.
Yes.
Rain or shine. So, yeah. All right. Is there anything else you want to add as far as information goes? I know we covered a lot.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think we covered everything.
Okay.
I would like to just thank the community for your support, the merchants for being so supportive. I know the merchants are excited. We've got the window contest again this year. We just have 2 this year. We had 1 drop out because they are remodeling this year, and that is Rick's Coffee and Fine Chocolates. But we will have those posters up in the window so people will know that they are participating window contestants. So
yeah. Awesome. Very cool. It definitely takes everybody.
And just to add, 3 o'clock at the Pollard Theater on Saturday is the awards show. So all those winners from the parade, the window contest, will all be recognized Saturday at 3.
Okay. Awesome. Very cool. Yeah. And are the reenactors coming?
Yes.
I feel like I remember seeing that too.
Yes. Yeah. I believe they're having their show at 3 o'clock. I think it all kind of goes that same day at Pollard Theater this year.
Got ya. Okay. And again, we're covering a lot here, so definitely get on and follow the Facebook page. I think it's the official 89er celebration page. There's the reenactors. Yes, there is the Facebook page, the Oklahoma 89er celebration. So make sure you're liking that because there's been lots and lots of info being posted there. So, all right. Well, I appreciate you both. Thank you so much again for your service. Thank you for serving on this committee as co-chairs and heading all of this crazy up. I know there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes, and so grateful to not only the 2 of you, but everybody that plays some sort of part. Because like you mentioned before, it takes the community, to pull this off.
Yeah,
and
community effort.
so, and it's a great thing for Guthrie. It's great, for Guthrie, the economy of Guthrie, as far as economics go, as far as community, getting people together and getting people here to be in our great town. So,
Yes.
Well, we did find out that Alicia, our social media lady, did let us know one of the posts that she made had reached somebody in, what'd she say, Illinois. And so they let us know that they were coming down from Illinois to this festival because they saw it on Facebook.
Awesome.
And so that was one of our boosts that we did. And so we know that we're going to have at least 2 people coming from out of state to visit.
and many, many more.
Just to see what we're doing down
That
here.
is awesome. That's always good when you can kind of get that reassurance that, okay,
feedback,
there really are people are going to come. So
Yes.
anyway, if you build it, they will come.
That's right.
That's what they say. So anyway, well, thank you so much. We're excited to be a part of it and to cheer you all on, and excited for the new building and just all the great things that the Legion has going on. So if you can support in any way or you have any interest of getting involved, they're always looking for members, auxiliary members, donations, volunteers, yes, all of that. So be sure to reach out to them. You can call the chamber too, and we can get you in touch with them. So thank you again for taking the time to
Brittany.
hang out with me today and to give us some info. So, all right, there you have it, 89er podcast. And so we look forward to a great week in Guthrie and hope to see all of you out there in one way or another. So have a good one, and we'll see you next time for another episode of Chamber Vibes.
Thanks for listening to the Chamber Vibes podcast from Second Banana Media Studios in beautiful downtown Guthrie, America. Be sure and check out a new episode every other Monday. And until then, remember to choose Guthrie.